Hello everyone, I am Bradley Sward, Associate Professor of Computer and Information Science at the College of DuPage in Glen Ellen, Illinois. And this video today is day 21, part 1 of the 2021 Advent of Code. The problem is called Direct Dice. It's all about deterministic physics and all that stuff. That comes up in my feed quite a bit. They try to get me to watch all sorts of videos. I have no idea what the hell's going on. But at the end of the day, this is a game, and I'm a game guy, so like for me, I don't know, this seemed, considering they expected me to like cure cancer, find a way to travel faster than the speed of light for like the previous three problems, like this is just like, oh, make a little game. Like, there you go. Part 2 looks, and now that I got part 1, part 2 looks like, yeah, I could see where they're going with this. It could be a little problem, but still, like, I don't know, whatever. So what we got going here is a game where you have basically a circle, kind of like the old game of life, the spinner on that, numbers from 1 to 10, and there's pawns on there, and you roll dice, and you move according to the rolls of the dice, but this is deterministic dice. So that means that the first player who rolls will get 1, 2, and 3, and it's a 100-sided die that they're rolling with, just for the sake of this. And so the first person gets 1, 2, 3, and then they get 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9, and yada, yada, yada. And you get the point there. And so then you roll the dice, and over time you move around, and whoever gets 1,000 points wins the game. And so that's where we're going with that. And so, you know, they kind of discuss this all stuff. There's my puzzle answer for those of you who care. Now you've clicked and now you're gone. And this is not what you're looking for. That is my game maker stuff. But this is what you're looking for here. So now I'm saying I got 2 players playing the game. I've got one that starts at position 1, just like it says in the data. This time I'm just pulling the data right into the program. There's no reason to open a file. And so player 1 has 0 points. It starts at position 1. Player 2 starts at position 2 and has 0 points as well. And so the question is now, what do I do? Now this is a generator. This is a Python generator. So every time through, and then I can determine how many times I want to roll the dice. So you say 3 times. It'll figure out, sum everything up for you, and get the next 3 rolls. And then we also have to keep track of how many times we rolled the dice. But this gives me everything in reverse order so that it's easy for me to pop the thing off and just put it back in the front. Rather than take it from the front and pop it to the back. It's just easier to do this way, or at least it was in my head. And so we get the last 3 pieces of data every time, sum them up, and that's what we get for the 3 rolls. And then the next time they come around, that's when we do we don't generate we don't move the values around inside of the list until we have to. We basically are lazy. We wait until we have to do it again to make it work. So just keep on going. Every time I call this and get me the next value of that generation, it just keeps on going, and gives me the next 3 rolls. And since you take the stuff at the back and move it to the front, everything will always turn out like it's supposed to, at least for part 1. And so now, as you can see, to finish this thing off, it's just a matter of playing the silly game. So this gets me the generator. Die is now the generator. Index is basically 0, saying, okay, first player starts the game. And basically until you know someone's won the game, because that's where I hit the break, and I say, okay, which player is it? It's the one that's modded by 2. So it's like, okay, it's 0, so it's player 0, which is technically player 1 here, this guy here. And say, okay, whatever the value is that was rolled, add that to their position. And for everything that needs to, this was actually pretty simple here. While, because it's a 100-sided die, you can't put an if here. You say while the new value that you're at is greater than 10, work your way back 10 at a time. And it does, obviously it does work because I get the answer here. Because if I'm at 20, I'm actually at 10. But if I'm at 21, I'm at 1. So you're only basically looking at if it's greater than 10, are you going to cut back and reduce 10? Because if 10 is going to stay 10, but 11 works its way to 1. So this is a perfect loop. So it brings me back around again, and then just says, okay, add whatever value I'm at now, add it to the score, and then check to see if the score is greater than or equal 1,000. And if not, then let's do it again with the next player. Index 1, again, that's where the mod comes in, so I don't have to do like, if it's player 0, make it player 1, or if it's player 1, make it player 0. I could just say, add 1 to it, and then the mod operation takes care of all of that for me. And so according to the rules, I say, what is the losing score times the number of times I've rolled the dice? And as you saw from earlier, I get my 598,416. So part 2, a little more involved, obviously. I'm going to have to take a deeper look in that, but it was nice to have a problem that I could actually solve. It brought me back to Advent of Code. These last 3 days have been, well, 4 days, have been driving me mad. So if you want to just say hi, if you have any comments, if you have a better way of doing the things I've done, please let me know. I'd love to hear it. And at least for one day, I'm back, and hopefully I'll be back for a couple other ones. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. I was very pleased. I got something in the 20s. I got a star in the 20s, which is new for me in the 3 years I've been doing it. So anyway, have a great night, everybody. Have a great day. Take care. I'll see you in a future video.